Okay. Hello, Mira here from Buzz Career Counselling. And the other night I was in a career development, our association, our meetings, and we were sharing resources with each other. And something I just wanted to bring, I have brought my clients' awareness to this page, My Future, but it just seems to be expanding. So, you know, it's worth tapping into, and I didn't know there were some new things again. So I'm going to take you there now, just to have, while I'm doing some exploring as well, and to have a look around and sort of see what's there. There's so much information on My Future, but we'll have a look. So I'm just going to share my screen. And let's take that down. Oh, little thing at the top I can't see it. So I'll just do it. So myfuture.edu.au. Now I have a profile on there because I was playing around and I needed a profile, but you don't necessarily need that. So you can see there that I can log in, or you can sign up if you haven't done that already. It might be a really good thing to do. There's a whole create your profile and you do lots of activities. You know, I think tap into everything, really. You know, find what works for you. Career counsellor is one thing, online resources is another thing, chatting to people in the industry, doing volunteer, you know, there's a whole different, you know, many ways to be able to explore what's right for you. And this is one of them. Now it's so you can do, though, there's some things you can't get into if you're not, wait for the motorbike to go past. That's a pretty loud bike. So yeah, there's some things that when I show you today that you can't do unless you sign up, but that's pretty sort of simple as well. But anyway, so we've gone to myfuture.edu.au and I've clicked on students here, and the one we were looking at were the career articles. Loads and loads and loads of information. So we're going to tap into that one. So I'm still not signed up. This is just people exploring the site. And before I go to the one we want to look at, I'll just move me up here. So there's 105 career articles that you can have a look at, and you know, there might be something there for you, your children going into careers, successful information interviews. So these are constantly, you know, updated in here. So have a look. There just might be something that's going to, you know, 105, that's a lot. Understanding skills shortages, the skills shortages. And I always say, if people come to me, and this is what I'm going to be looking at today, people come to me and they say, what are the sort of future jobs? Or, you know, if I study this, will I be able to, you know, be employed in 3 years' time, or is it dying out and all of that? The world of work is rapidly changing because of our needs as society, but also because of technology changes. And they are, you know, they're predicted, but you can never really truly predict what's going to be created in 3 years' time. No one would have predicted, you know, the changes that have occurred because of COVID. And that can happen with, you know, just a simple, you know, creation of something in technology, which boom, 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 impacts every industry. So, you know, it is a sort of ever changing, which I love. It never gets boring, the world of work, but, you know, we can only sort of go based on what we know so far and what the predictions will be in certain areas, and what the, you know, they look at all the data, but what the projections have been so far. And then technologies and, you know, world needs, society needs. So the one I wanted to look at was the future of work, and I'm about to be a part of a big conference in the future of work, because we're constantly sort of looking, okay, what's coming, what's going to, you know, increase, what's going to decrease. So this one here that we were looking at the other night, and, you know, it's often in people's heads, when they come to me. So there's some here. This one was quite good. There's no point in me clicking on it because you need to be logged in. But what it does is in that occupations one here is to go in and just type in the occupation that you're interested in, and it will bring it up. Whether there's a strong, moderate, or decline in the sort of projection of employment in the near future. So that was a quite good one if you get logged in. Emerging occupations. This is one we were talking about, was the data analytics. I was just trying to do a live on Facebook and share my screen, and it didn't come up the way it was meant to come up. But you know what I could get access to immediately while I was doing my live was data. And I just thought, oh, it's everywhere. Years ago as a business, I would have put an ad out, in the newspaper. And if I got a bit of interest over that next, couple of weeks, and I'd think, oh, well, that was quite worthwhile. That was my data. Now you can have data, particularly in Facebook land and marketing land, my CRMs, in my portals and things like that. There is just data upon data. Now, I'm a bit of a maths head, so, I'm not completely adverse to it, but it can get a bit too much. But if you're someone who loves exploring that data, interpreting, reading, understanding, sharing it, reporting, that you might be interested in looking in here, data analysts. And we were looking at the sort of different types. So what were we looking at? Data analysts. I can't remember now, but we were looking at different, maybe data analysts, data scientists. So we're just sort of understanding, but data is really, really big area in going forward. Me as a little sole trader, I get enormous amounts of data to interpret. But imagine, huge scale companies, and being able to use that and understand it and, make changes for the future for your business. So I do get quite a few clients who kind of like to sort of analyze and understand and sort of, take it all in, all the information, and, be able to sort of have an impact in that business because of your understanding of that data or information. So have a look. If this is you, maybe have a look into here. These are some of the other ones. Of course, health is always going to be there. Respiratory therapy. Now, I read that this is coming from COVID as well, and I wouldn't sort of say that pollution has a bit of an impact here as well. I would say, sorry. So respiratory, there's a lot of people who have suffered COVID. Now in Australia, this is not huge numbers, but in the world it is. 12, I met a lady the other day, so she would have been 10 months past COVID, and she sounded like she had a cold from last week. It was that heavy on her chest, and that's respiratory. So that's a big emerging field as well in there. Business practices. So you can go in and have a look. There's 25 occupations within these areas here. And just have a bit of a look around and see, what might be, it won't let me go back up, what might be, a field that's going to align with you and your interests and your strengths and your skills. So that was quite a good one in there. But definitely if you're analytical, have a look into the data analysis. What skills are in demand? A really simple way, I think that one's going to take me to the labour market information portal, which is huge amounts of data and graphs and all sorts, but information. So you're welcome to have a look at that. A really, really quick way of knowing where the skill shortages are in occupations is to look at the funding. So government funding for training, they will never fund something that is not going to get people into employment. They're not just here to hand out free courses for your benefit. They're here to hand out free courses so that you can get work. So that's a really simple, quick way of finding out what jobs, where's there lots of employment opportunities. Okay, they're offering a Cert 3 in, individual support. So that's going to get me either into an aged care or, disability support or something like that. So a really quick way might be a phone call to your TAFE, local TAFE, because they're all over the funding, and chat to them about, or get them to send you some links about the current funding. And there's even additional funding right now supporting apprenticeships, as well as just sort of additional course funding to get people off unemployment. So yeah, TAFE would be a good one to go to that. Or if you like to analyse data, head on into the labour market information portal. But yeah, it's just going back to my future here. There's so much information. I don't want to go through all of it today because it will be too long, but we just tapped into, and when you're logged in, that's even more, there's even more in here, but we were just looking there at career articles, sort of information. So, another one I send my clients to in the career change program is the career stories. So have a look around, use your resources. There's so many resources out there, but I think this is a really good one. And they do put quite a bit of effort into, maintaining it. It's not just up and let it sit there for the next 10 years. As I said, I hadn't been on for a couple of months, and there was, additional things as well. So keep an eye on it, kind of keep coming back to it a little bit as well, but there's oodles to explore. And I would suggest that you sign up and do that career profile. There's some activities in there, and to be able to access a little bit more, like that occupations one in the career articles, in the future of work. Oh, I'll just show you there. It's right there. This one here, occupations. That's quite a good one too. So yes, there's a little bit of information, career resources to tap into. I will continue to keep sharing these things with you because it is an ever-changing world of work. And so career development, my field, is constantly changing. But anyway, have a look in there. Let me know what you think. I'd love for your feedback if you found it helpful, my future. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'd love you to subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos that I make about careers, because our career changes really keep going forever. It's not something you pick your new career and that's it. You're going to stay in it for the next 40 years. It's highly likely that you'll be making career decisions as you go through until you retire, and then you'll make a few more decisions. So yeah, enjoy that. Let me know. Subscribe to Buzz Career Counselling on YouTube, and see you in the next video. Bye. Turn you off and see you later.